This is David Hakan with KC Cafe Radio at SERFA Folk Alliance Conference in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm here with Amy Duckett Wagner, who's one of the artists showcasing at the Chattanooga Hotel. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you, David. My friends call me Amy D, and we're friends, so feel free to call me Amy D.
Great. So tell us a little bit about your background in music.
Well, the simplest thing, I like to say I'm a genre jumper because I'm influenced by a lot of different music, but most of what I'm passionate about has roots in the South. And my parents were music lovers with a pop-top Volkswagen camper bus and wanderlust. So we experienced a lot of great music across this great country of ours, and I carry on the tradition.
So tell us what the spark was for this first song you're going to play for us.
Well, that's an easy answer. This song was inspired by talking with my father in the last years of his life, where he expanded on some things that he had mentioned, but we didn't really know about. So this is one of them. He told us some things that we hadn't heard about, like the fact that he saw the Hindenburg fly over on its way to New Jersey on a hospital roof in Philadelphia, and he told us that he was at the Nuremberg trials with the press pass. These are things that we had never known until we sat down and talked in the last years of his life. Wow. And this song is not about that, but it's about family stories that he expanded on, and one of them was his uncle having a bluegrass band.
Great. Let's hear that song.
Okay. I call it Ringin' Martin Guitar, and it's handmade in Pennsylvania, like me, the song and Martin guitars. Daddy told us stories about his simple home up there on the hill in the town where he was born. Heard his uncle's band playing every Friday night. The soul of bluegrass music was the sound of his life. There was a bumping bass, a chink of a mandolin, a singing fiddle and a rolling banjo. There was a ringing Martin guitar, harmony high and lonesome. Songs of the hills are the sounds of our home. Songs of the hills, songs of home. Our family shared music, all the old songs. We learned them every day from Daddy and Mom. We would drive for miles, our songs would never end. Our summer was a festival of family and friends. There was a bumping bass, chink of a mandolin, a singing fiddle and a rolling banjo. A ringing Martin guitar, harmony high and lonesome. Songs of the hills are the sounds of our home. Songs of the hills, songs of home. Under the stars of the night's biggest sky, we walked across the field as the music danced by. And I said to my boy, son, our trip's almost over. Well, he looked at me and he said, oh Mom, we are home. We heard the bumping bass, the chink of a mandolin, a singing fiddle and a rolling banjo. A ringing Martin guitar, harmony so high and lonesome. Songs of the hills are the sounds of our home. Songs of the hills, songs of home.
Oh, thank you, Amy D.
My pleasure.
I love that one.
Thank you. I love it too.
Who are your musical influences going back?
Well, I would say the Carter family. Old country. We did a lot of long drives across Pennsylvania and all the way out to California. Went from Maine to Mexico, as the old song goes.
Yeah.
And in those days, there weren't a lot of things to listen to other than the radio. And so I heard a lot of old country. And of course, that was one of my dad's preferences.
Right.
Later, my mom was really into the folk, burgeoning folk movement. I was at a Pete Seeger concert, the week I was born.
Right.
And she was into Joan Baez and jazz, and my dad was more interested in the old country and gospel. So my earliest influences would be that, Carter family and old country.
Right.
And then a little later, I really liked the California sound, the California folk rock band. So Jackson, I have a son named Jackson, so that tells you
right.
something. Jackson Browne was a
Yes.
big influence as far as songwriting.
Yeah.
And then I started going to a Ashokan music camp in the Catskills. Jay and Molly Unger's music camp, and Jay Unger wrote the song Ashokan Farewell, which many people have heard
Right.
about, inspired by that place. And I got into more swing and jazz, and but all these have similar roots.
Right.
So, yeah.
Tell us about your most recent album.
Okay, my album is called Come With Me, and I would call it Newgrass because there's some extra instrumentation on some of the tracks, and some of the tracks have little drums, and it was played with the finest bluegrass musicians in the Pennsylvania area. I call it Pennsyltucky.
Right.
And so we pulled together a really nice group of friends that helped me bootstrap this because I am a full-time musician, and so I'm trying to do all this on my own. And so people like Jimmy Heffernan, who helped me put it all together and produce it, played dobro, many instruments.
Right.
Gary Oliar on fiddle, and it is heavily inspired by traveling south in search of musical influences, friendship, food, dancing, that sort of thing. And I did, when I decided that I needed to do music, when I decided that I had to make my life around music as opposed to squeezing in music around another job, there were many trips to Sewanee Spring Fest, Merle Fest,
Right.
Floyd Fest, and all those hours around the fire, and when I got into songwriting, Kerrville, and when I
Yes.
went to Ashokan, many weeks, every summer I'd use my summer vacation and go to Ashokan. At Ashokan I met the Revelers. They were the Red Stick Ramblers then.
Right.
Grammy nominated,
Right.
top-notch people and top-notch musicians, and they helped me record my first album, which is called Southern Roots, and their Black Pot Camp was a heavy influence for me as well, as a Ashokan,
Great.
for music and dancing and food and just the wonderful camaraderie
You
when music
bet.
brings people together.
Would you do another song for us?
Yeah, well, that's a good lead-in. It's no accident since I write a lot about the musical life, but this next song is a waltz, and it's inspired by those trips. It's called Dreamlight. Kiss me as the twilight turns to moonlight by the river, and we'll walk that river walk hand in hand. Take me to the dance hall where that band plays all them good songs, and we'll join the good people passing time. There are no words to say, the crazy moon takes them away as we move with the music on this never-ending night. Waltz me as the moonlight dances slowly across the river like a painting done in 3/4 time. Twirl me on the dance floor while the band calls the crowd for one more. Then we'll dance arm in arm, steps in time. There are no words to say, the crazy moon took them away as we move with music on this never-ending night. Walk me home by moonlight as the river melts to sunrise, and stay with me as the wind brings in the tide. Hold me as the moonlight ever softly fades to dreamlight, and the breeze warms with sunrise one more time.
Thank you, Amy D.
My pleasure.
And thank you for coming in and sharing your music with us today.
Thank you. It's my mission. I like to help people improve their lives with music every day if I can.